Welcome back everyone, we've got a nice little surprise drop this Friday. We've got the new kill teams for Kill Team Dead Silent. I immediately forgot what it was called. And for this one, we've got Tau Stealth Suits and Space Wolves Wolf Scouts. Space Wolf Wolf Scouts? Oh, I'm impressed, I said it, I managed to do all 4 words in the right order. Okay, let's take a look at some new lads, because frankly, new stealth suits makes me happy, because they are some of the most fun Tau models. And if the Scouts are anything like the rest of the Space Wolves upgrade, like their range refresh, I mean, it's gotta be good, right? It's gotta be good. So let's take a look. Picture the scene. You've infiltrated a slumbering Necron tomb world, avoided setting off the alarms, and just need to grab some vital intel before sneaking back out, only to run straight into a pack of Space Wolves spoiling for a fight. I mean, it feels kind of likely, I'm not gonna lie. I do like this, because the whole thing of it being, oh, well, it's all stealthy, you can take them on, but too much noise will wake a legion of vengeful automata, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and suggest that in the case of the Tau, they're not going to be the ones making most of the noise in terms of things like weapons, because I'm pretty sure that just in the picture down below, there's a plasma gun in there. I feel like that might be responsible for some noise. Just a hunch. So, I mean, just taking a look at that little picture there, the dead silent picture, just the premise of having to do this fight quietly is kind of neat, honestly. So to start with, we've got XV26 Stealth Battlesuits, and I love the design of these. I just really like them. They're very, very fun. I like all of the stealth tech for the Tau, to be fair. There's just something about it. I think the helmets are a big part of it. The helmets are very unique. There's nothing really else in the game that looks anything like it. They are just very, very cool. And also, these are painted in what I consider to be the best colour scheme for the Tau, because it just gives more contrast. It's way more interesting than when everything was just sand-coloured, which I don't think actually advertised the Tau as well as a nice bright white and black with a bit of red. Like, I just think this works better. I like these a lot. I mean, admittedly, they all look very, very similar. As they would, because they're all stealth battlesuits. They're all these XV26. But we do have different names. We've got the Shazri, which I think is how you pronounce it, probably. I've had to pronounce that recently for the Farsight episode of Adeptus Ridiculous, but I'm still pretty sure that I got it wrong there too. We've also got an Infiltrator, so burst cannon on the first two. And then that's where my memory of what Tau weapons are goes away. It'll probably tell us further down, but the neutralizer, I like that little device coming out of the arm there. I'm assuming that does something fun and special. Again, those helmets look so good. In fact, I like the poses on these too. I like the poses. Action ready, but still fairly stealthy. The Designator and the Infiltrator look pretty much exactly the same. I wonder if there's a difference in loadout that you go for there, and that's what makes the difference. You've got the Liberator as well. Do like that he's carrying, I'm assuming, some sort of bomb, but it does look pretty cool. And then finally, Lodestar, excellent name. Yeah, this is a fun group. This is a fun group. I like the extra tech on the Lodestar there, actually. That's quite nice. And you've got a couple of drones as well, so an MV15 gun drone and an MV75 marker drone. Very nice. Very nice. I mean, they really didn't have to do much to get this right. This is one of those situations where the models are fun enough, and just like the stealth battlesuits alone are a fun enough bit of tech, and they have enough of their own personality and like silhouette that really just making a group of them is enough. I would say that maybe there isn't quite enough variation between each model for me personally. But the problem that I have with saying that is that I still really like these regardless. So it feels like a bit of a non-complaint when I just feel like the overall feel of this team is really, really good. And since it is so heavily stealth-focused, it does make sense that the amount of similarities are what they are, and it does make them super cohesive. Like, it makes them super cohesive. And I think maybe with the Tau, there is also that element of, well, that's what these are. That's what they do. So having a bunch of customization and a bunch of personalization on each doesn't really make sense. It would just be a case of, okay, well, yours has got the extra thing sticking out of the arm because we need one of those. That's it. And I think I'm okay with it. I'm alright with it. Yeah, I like these a lot. Like them a lot. Also, distinct lack, for the most part, of things like tactical rocks. There's a bit of rubble, But I think stepping off a bit of rubble, that's totally legit, that's totally fine. And also, including a couple of drones in there, it's always going to be a winner. Let's be honest, the drones are one of the coolest parts of the tower. I'm sorry, but they just are. So they've got these bleeding edge XV26 Battlesuits, or Maverick pilots, that are an anomaly, given that they have free reign to employ unorthodox tactics. Actually, in that case then, maybe a bit more personalisation would have been nice. Never mind. Each one is a veteran of many wars, equipped with one of the smallest battlesuits in the tower armory. Yep, all fine. In addition to the weapons, each member of a XV26 Stealth Battlesuit kill team also carries an assortment of sensors and communications equipment into the field, allowing them to conduct highly technical missions without support from the Earthcast. Ooh, risky. Risky. Neutralizers jam enemy signals, Liberators demolish fortified targets, obviously, and Lodestars deploy stealth-enabled homing beacons to coordinate with nearby support. That's very fun. I like that. Okay, that's a good start. So they've shown up in the Ctesiphus system. Come on. Come on, what am I supposed to do with that? Ctesiphus? Sure. They show up in the system they're in, spotted by the Space Wolves, who follow them, because of course they would. So opposing the battlesuits, we've got a team of veteran Wolf Scouts. Let's take a look at these lads then. I mean, that's a good start. That is a good start. We've got a good amount of personalisation, which is one of the things that I liked so much about what they've done with the Space Wolves so far. They've still felt very Space Wolves, which is somewhat galling if you're a Blood Angels player, but it feels like they kept a lot of the kind of little trinkets, the little fangs, the bits of fur, the wolf-tail talismans. There's still enough of that they're easily identifiable just at a glance. These, if anything, I think are a step above, just like initially, straight off the bat. So we've got unarmoured arms, which is kind of fun, these sort of leather and fur gloves. Got a bit of pelt work going over the power pack. That belt across the chest. Is it a belt or is it a bandolier? Whatever it is. That across the chest with a combat knife sheathed across it. That's kind of fun. We do have a bit of tactical rock action going on there, which, I mean, technically for this set, does it make sense for that to be there with some snow around it? I don't know. Probably not, but it looks good, so okay. I also quite like the head on this guy. Looks decent. So that's the pack leader. Yep, pack leader. Then we've got the Fang Bearer. Surely that's all of them. And Frost Eye. Great names. I say great. Well, they're fine. They're decent. The Fang Bearer has got a fancy knife and a bolt pistol. Heavy bolt pistol. Again, I think the head looks decent. I like these kind of pelts that are wrapped over the top of the power packs. That's nice. That's a fun touch, which I think works super well. Again, we've got a focus on like gloved hands on the Frost Eye as well. Has he got an Oculus bolt carbine? I can't remember what the name of any of the variations of bolter are. At this point, I'm like, yeah, it's either a bolt rifle or a heavy bolt rifle, and that's it. I can't remember any of the others. They all do the same thing anyway. They just explode people. Who cares? I like the big wolf skull across the pauldron there as well. That looks decent. I'm not a big like bear head guy, but I will say that the sculpts on these heads are good. They look decent. We've also got Gunner and Trap Master. The Gunner, pretty standard. Excellent facial hair on both of them. Very good facial hair on both of them. Again, this focus on these like leather gloves and stuff is just nice to see. It's something a bit different from what you might normally see from guys in Phobos armor. It's nice. Again, there's a good amount of like little trinkets and fangs and fur and stuff. Really makes them stand out. Then we've also got the Rune Priest Skald and the Hunter. Again, both look decent. This is a good looking kill team. Like these scouts look really, really nice. The Hunter, I love the half helm where it's just like the mask at the bottom. That looks great. Also, very simple loadout. There's nothing like particularly spectacular about the war gear on that guy, but there is something about the not just the pose, but almost like just the aura of the guy. I just really like it. Looks really good. Looks menacing. Looks threatening. And again, having that half helm is fantastic. Little things as well, like when you look at the kind of the pelt and the leather over the top of the power pack. I think pretty much all of those are different. I know obviously they're painted different, but there's little things like where the creases in the leather are that feel like there's a good amount of variety between each of them. Of course, the pack leader has got, more fur kind of facing out, but I feel like there's a decent amount of separation on those, so that they don't really look like there's repeated ones necessarily. Or at least if there are, it's done in such a way that it's not hugely noticeable. Obviously, a lot of the difference or lack of would be hidden by painting, but just I think like purely plastic wise, it seems like there's a good amount of variety. The Rune Priest, again, having some more fur over the pauldrons there looks really good. Having that kind of talisman held out too. The extra talismans, like the rune carved ones that he's got across the chest, that's a really nice touch. And yeah, I mean, this is a good kill team. These are two good kill teams. And you get a wolf, you get a good boy to go along with your lads. Very nice. Very nice. This is pretty good. This is solid. I'm liking these. I'm liking all of them. I do like that they stress the fact that the Space Wolves treat their scouts differently, where it's instead of being like the ones who are being trained, instead it's veterans that go in. So it's good to keep that kind of reminder out there. It's something that does make them stand out quite a bit. So yeah, got plasma weapons, frost-rimmed combat blades, because of course, and other specialist gear. Wow, how extremely specific, thank you. So there's also the Kill Team Dead Silence dossier, which will give you all the stuff for both the kill teams, including lore, which is nice. Full rules for both of them, obviously. An extensive new campaign system designed to be played cooperatively, competitively, and even solo. That's nice. I like that. Unfortunately, I don't like the fact that they're known as Catastrophe expeditions, because that's always impossible to say, but hey, you can't have it all, can you? Oh, based around hex maps. Different territories, landmarks for you to capture. Ah, I see. So your first few games will take place on the surface, hunting for clues and entrance to the depths below. Interesting. That's fun. And you record your discoveries directly on the map. I mean, this all sounds pretty decent. This all sounds very nicely thought out. Things like having campaign pads so we keep track, so there's 10 tearaway sheets for the 5 different maps, a log pad. This all sounds like they've really thought about it. I mean, that feels like a nice, fun, somewhat surprise reveal for a random Friday. It looks pretty good. The kill teams look excellent. I really like the fact that they've included stuff for like solo/standalone play. That's very nice. Giving you all the stuff to track a campaign. Pretty good. Let me know what you think of that lot in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to like all the things, and I will see you for whatever happens next.